Well, folks, it's now been a couple weeks since I originally announced the contest, and within that time frame, you guys have uploaded some incredible things. I've been absolutely blown away by some of the displays people have created, and it's been a lot of fun getting to go through all of them and see all the different setups people have. Anyway, this morning I tallied up the votes, and we do in fact have a winner, but before I share who that is, I want to do two lists. The first one is 5 honorable mentions, the second one is 5 of my favorite displays. So we're going to go through all those, and then finally I'll tell you guys who won the contest. So I'm going to begin with the honorable mentions, starting off with Ish Adams 10. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Anyway, this is somebody who I assume is somewhat new to the hobby, but anyway, he created a setup with 2 or 3 tracks around a couple different trees with train-related ornaments on the tree, and ran all the trains in the video, and I thought that it was quite creative, and it was also one of the early entries, so I thought that was quite well done. The second one is Jill Burwell. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right too. I'm not very good with pronunciations of these things, but anyways, another person who's a little bit younger in the hobby and made a really, really special display, and I thought it deserved an honorable mention, just the way it's all laid out, and I thought was very well done. The third person on my list is Rocky Railroad Animation. Now, I have to say I really was not expecting anything like this. This gentleman created this video, and I've got a bit of a quirky sense of humor, and I just thought this was the funniest thing. He set up this train to mimic, I guess, a movie which came out in the 70s that people thought was about a train going to the North Pole, and it wasn't. Anyway, just the way it was all put together, I thought was very entertaining, and it really was not something I was expecting to see. So I really thought he deserved a acknowledgement for that. Second is Electric Railwayman. This is another thing I really was not expecting. So he built an electric speeder and put a tree on it and ran it down, and that was his entry. So that was another really creative entry, which I just, I never even would have thought somebody would have, entered something like that. So I was very impressed with it. I thought it was very entertaining, so that was another good one. And number 1 for honorable mentions is Charles Elo. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right too. Anyway, when I first started watching this video, I didn't see anything that seemed particularly special. It just seemed like a nice train going around. But then when you start to look more carefully, you realize this is not a train layout in a regular place. If you look in the background, there are real-sized train cars. This is a layout in a freight yard. And if that wasn't crazy enough, a live steam locomotive goes by the layout. Crazy. So I honestly couldn't believe that one. I think that has to be one of the coolest entries. So it wasn't the most impressive display, but the way it was all set up and where it was located, 10 out of 10 on that one. So those are all the honorable mentions. Now on to some of my favorite layouts, and we're going to start with number 5, which is Rio Does Things 19. Now Rio's Does Things 19, I just felt made a very nice layout, tons of little details, lights, etc. And I think it all turned out very well. The second one is BT Trains. I think this one was a family project, and they did a great job. Again, tons of detail, tons of lights. I like how it was multi-level with the tracks, candy canes on the trains, just tons of small little details, which I thought made it deserve a spot on this list. Number 3 is Matthew Getty's. That was another really special layout, multi-level, really kind of unusual display, but very interesting and a lot of really cool detail. Something I was very impressed by. Number 2 was Ackrider 68. This one had multiple levels, like really, really cool. And again, I just thought it deserved a section on the list. And the final one is Chris Pilon. And I put him number 1 on the list because this was just a absolutely incredible layout. First of all, it's friggin' massive. Like, it took up an entire room, and he actually did a time lapse where he cleared all the furniture out of the room and then started setting this up. I suspect this is something that's been set up for several years, but it is mind-boggling nonetheless. It's more impressive than the types of displays I see in shopping malls set up by professionals. So 10 out of 10 on that one, Chris. Anyway, I tallied up the votes this morning, as I said earlier, and the winner for this year's contest is Iron Fox 7. Congratulations, you won the Mahano 080 steam locomotive. Anyway, I want to thank everybody so much for joining this year's contest. Again, it's been so much fun getting to go through everybody's displays. And all in all, I think it turned out great. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. And maybe we'll do another one of these next year, because it was just a really kind of fun thing, and I'm very happy with how it all turned out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone.